You're lying in bed. It is 3 a.m. The rest of the world is asleep, but you are painfully awake. Your chest is tight. Your heart is racing. Your mind is spinning through 100 catastrophic scenarios, playing out betrayals, disasters, accidents that haven't even happened yet. You feel entirely and profoundly alone. You go to a doctor or a therapist looking for an answer, and they almost always give you the same advice. They give you a pill, or they tell you to just take a deep breath and calm down. But how can you breathe when you feel like the ground beneath you is crumbling? Numbing the alarm bell does not put out the fire. Today, we're going to explore a truth that Western medicine completely ignores. You don't just have generic anxiety. In Chinese medicine, we recognize 5 distinct phases of anxiety, each tied to a different elemental imbalance in your body. Today we're going to focus on the one that affects 80% of the people watching this video. We're going to name the hidden silent trauma that caused it. And we're going to look at why the most common wellness advice you receive might actually be making your panic worse. If you watched my last video, you know that my journey into Eastern philosophy started when I was a teenager in Romania, carrying a heavy, isolating feeling that I was an alien on the wrong continent. When I was 16, I received a scholarship to the United Kingdom, and it was there that I met my first real master. His name was Ian. Ian was British, but he possessed a deeply Oriental Zen approach to life. Eventually, he moved to Romania, and we spent years together in a cottage up in the Carpathian Mountains. I was young and ambitious, and I was relentlessly curious. I would arrive at his cottage with files of patient cases, my head buzzing with questions. I was driven by pure, ungrounded enthusiasm and fascination. I wanted an intellectual formula to explain it all. I would launch into my frantic questions, and Ian would just look at me gently. He would hand me a cup of tea and say, "We will get to your questions, Octavian. But first, how does the mountain energy feel today?" It drove me crazy. I wanted to think my way to the truth. Ian was trying to teach me to feel my way to the ground. You see, he wasn't trying to calm anxiety in me. I wasn't anxious. I was just hyper enthusiastic. But Ian saw that my racing enthusiasm had the exact same root as a 3 a.m. panic attack. I was completely ungrounded. He was trying to root my spirit. To understand this, I want you to imagine your energetic structure as a great tree. In Chinese medicine, the metal element represents the canopy of the tree, the upper roots reaching up into heaven. It connects us to our spiritual values. When those upper roots are severed, it generates a terrifying type of anxiety. It is the anxiety of the void. You feel untethered from your life's purpose. But then there is the earth element. Earth is the lower root system, digging deep, blindly into the dark soil. Now, 80% of modern anxiety is the earth anxiety type. It is not about the existential void. It is about a profound lack of safety. The earth element, governed by your spleen and stomach, is your center of gravity. It represents nourishment, predictability, and the mother. Both elements metal and earth are absolutely crucial. But just like building a house, you cannot build the roof until you've poured the foundation. You must establish your earth before you can safely reach for heaven. So, why are your lower roots so weak? Why do you feel so unsafe in your own life? The answer is trauma. Now, when I say that word, you might immediately defend your life, your childhood. You might say, well, my parents didn't die tragically and I wasn't abused and nothing really bad happened to me. My childhood was fine. But as Dr. Gabor Mate so brilliantly observed, trauma is not just the bad things that happen to you. It is the good things that didn't happen. Perhaps your parents did their absolute best to keep you fed, to keep you clothed, to have a roof above your head, but they belonged to a generation that had no concept of emotional intelligence. When you looked into their eyes, searching for an emotional anchor, maybe no one was home. They might have been emotionally less available. To a child's subconscious, that silent, invisible absence is terrifying. It asks a desperate question: is their love dependable? If I fall, will anyone catch me? The lack of emotional resonance is a trauma, and that trauma shatters your earth element. You grew up walking on a shaky floor. Your lower roots never fully developed because the soil you were planted in was too cold to hold you. Your organs don't just process physical matter, they process reality. The spleen's job is to digest your life experiences and turn them into stable energy. But when your earth is weak from this early trauma, the spleen hates uncertainty. So at 3 a.m., your body does something that is both tragic and beautiful. It tries to protect you. Your spleen tries to create safety by scenario planning. What if I lose my job? What if this relationship fails? What if they leave me? What if I get sick? Your mind runs 100 simulations, exhausting itself because it falsely believes that if it can predict the disaster, it can survive it. This isn't productive thinking. It is your spleen, terrified and alone, spinning its wheels in the mud. And this brings us to the most dangerous, maybe, advice people receive for a racing mind. When you tell a wellness coach that you're anxious, they will very often suggest to you that you practice meditation. Meditation is fundamentally a mental activity. It is designed to elevate your consciousness, pulling your energy up into the branches and the canopy. But remember the rule of the tree. If you have weak lower roots from unhealed childhood trauma and you pull all of your energy up into the canopy, the tree might lose its balance. It may fall over. So when you try to meditate away your earth anxiety, you are in fact abandoning the ground. You are abandoning the terrified, unrooted part of yourself just to escape into the clouds. You will dissociate. You will spin faster. Your panic will get worse. You don't need to reach for heaven yet. What you need now is gravity. In classical acupuncture, a practitioner might use a highly versatile point, like for example, stomach 36, to pull that spinning energy down into your legs. And it is a powerful point, but in Karmic acupuncture, we look at the energetic blueprint of your soul, mapped out in your Bazi astrology chart. Your chart tells me exactly where we need to direct the earth energy, to what meridian, to what specific karmic wound in your history to heal your unique design. Now, of course, we cannot do full karmic treatment through a screen, but we can begin to build your lower roots today. So right now, I want you to do a somatic audit with me. If you're sitting, uncross your legs and place your feet flat on the floor. I want you to take all of that buzzing, electric, anxious energy swirling around your head. I want you to imagine it as a heavy liquid. Feel it drain out of your skull, down your chest, down your legs. Push it all the way down into the soles of your feet. Press your feet into the floor. Feel the physical resistance of the ground pushing back against you. The ground is holding you. The ground is predictable. Give in to this feeling. Lock it in your body. Your homework this week is not to meditate. Your homework is to stop abandoning yourself. First, eat 3 warm meals a day at the exact same times. This proves to your physical body that nourishment is dependable. Second, spend 20 minutes a day outside. Touch a tree. Step out of the hypnotic, anxious trance of the virtual world and root yourself back into the physical world. You cannot heal a body that you refuse to inhabit. If you do this, you will stabilize your earth. You will stop the spinning to some extent. But once the spinning starts to stop, we have to ask a much darker question. Why was your subconscious so afraid of the future in the first place? So next week, we're going to talk about hypochondria. We're going to talk about the profound fear of death. Because my clinical experience has shown me that the anxiety you feel is actually rarely the fear of dying. It is the terrifying realization that you haven't truly lived. It is the heavy, haunting fear that your anxiety has kept you purely in survival mode, preventing you from ever actually fulfilling your destiny, from truly living your life. So, if you're ready to face that truth with me, subscribe to the channel. Until next week, keep your feet on the ground.